Hey everyone, welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. Got a really great guest on today. He's the founder and head of 43 Design Studio, where they help businesses grow by designing user experiences that really connect people. Please join me in welcoming Arda Aksoy. Welcome.
Hello.
Are you ready for 20 questions?
Sure. Let's go.
Great. Question one, tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
So I was born in, raised, and still living in Istanbul, Turkey. Um, I study design and I'm a designer at heart. But these days I run a product design studio that helps SaaS startups scale their UX and design operations. And outside of work, I'm into basketball, music, motorsports, and traveling. And I guess most importantly, I have a 1-year-old son, which has been an adventure of its own, really.
Great. And then a note for the audience, if you guys are interested in the early 2025 episodes, check out the episode with Kareem Rashid. He was one of our big episodes. Question two, what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
Even though design is often seen as a purely creative field, I like to approach it with an engineering mindset. So I can say I guess I'm very data driven and systematic. I just don't focus on aesthetics. I also like to look at design through the lens of business, engineering, and of course, user experience. So, yeah, so I guess I'm at the crossroads of all three, and I try to create solutions that not only look great, but also drive business results.
Perfect. So question three, why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
I actually got into design by accident. So I was originally planning to study business because I wasn't sure what else to do. I didn't know what to study and what to do as a career. So at my university, we had the option to choose our major after enrolling. And while I was still figuring it out, some friends basically convinced me that design would be a better fit for me. And it turns out they were right. And I'm really glad that I made that choice because I love what I do.
Great. So people struggle with number four, but the question is, what does your future look like?
Right. Yeah, it's a tricky question and hard to answer, but um I guess I so we recently launched our subscription model. So I guess I'm excited to just grow my business into the top choice for SaaS startups.
Awesome. Um, Number five, we say is unique to this show. The question is, let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
So my team and I work fully remotely. So we're not tied to any single location. And I like this because it just gives me this sense of being free, freedom. But like I said, I'm from Istanbul, and being from Istanbul definitely plays a role in my perspective, I think. It's a city shaped by, centuries of different cultures, and it literally never sleeps. There's always something happening at any hour of the day or night. And I used to, and it's a chaotic city, and I used to hate that chaos and dreamed of living somewhere quieter. But over time, I guess I've come to embrace it, and now I feel like the energy and spontaneity of the city that I'm in, it just fuels my creativity and help me stay adaptable.
Nice, I like that. So number six, if you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
All right. Probably there would be multiple advices, but I guess the one sticks out is learn how to sell yourself. So I used to think that if I just did great work, success would follow automatically, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Yeah, so just good work alone, I guess it just doesn't isn't is not enough. And yeah, I learned I had to learn the hard way that you have to know how to position yourself, communicate your value, and just get in front of the right people. So yeah.
Great. And what's a day in your life like?
I usually wake up around 7, 8 a.m., but I need some time to ease into the day. So I start by spending time with my kid, drinking coffee, having a breakfast. By 10 a.m., it's full on work mode. And since I wear many hats in my business, so my day could be filled with sales, marketing, project management, or actual design work. So, I mean, I'm very flexible within that time, and whatever just needs the most attention gets my attention, basically.
Nice. And lifelong learning is a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
I'm very active on LinkedIn. That's where I usually follow industry trends and news and the recent topics. But I'm also following some newsletters on Substack. Um, so yeah, that's basically how I do it.
Great. And tools. Can you talk about your use of digital and or analog tools?
Right. I'm so since I'm a designer, I do and a digital designer, I use Figma a lot. So I use Figma for all the design work. I use ClickUp to organize and track both my business and personal life. Actually, it's my go-to to-do list app. Um, we use Whereby for meetings, and of course these days ChatGPT so for a lot of stuff. So yeah.
Great. And halfway number 10, can you talk about work life or life work balance?
Um, right. So I can't say I mastered it, but I try to listen to my energy levels. So when I feel too tired to make a real progress, I tend to step away, and I also try to stay healthy and make time for things that just basically help me recharge. Honestly, now that I have a kid, work-life balance is basically just doing the best I can and hoping for the best. So some days it works out, some days it doesn't, but I guess that's part of the game.
Great. And if you weren't doing what you do now, what might you be doing?
I actually wanted to be a carpenter when I was a kid. I guess it isn't too far from what I do now, but if I have to pick something completely different, truck driving actually sounds really appealing. There's something about being on the open road, operating heavy machinery, and just having that sense of movement. It just really gets me, and it feels like a lot of fun to me, to be honest.
How about what would you not like to do with your career?
I guess I could never survive in a corporate environment. Um, I tried it for a couple of years, but quickly realized it wasn't for me. So the politics, the bureaucracy and endless meetings, it would just drive me crazy. And that's basically when I left that job and started freelancing. So I like getting things done without unnecessary layers of approval. So yeah, it's just corporate environment is just not a good platform for that.
Great. And how about a favorite word, quote, or sentence?
I'm going to so I'm going to translate some lyrics of a Turkish song, roughly translate. So it goes like everything can flip in just 5 minutes. So yeah, life is in less in our control than we like to believe, and things can change for the better or worse in an instant. Um, so yeah, I just live that every day. So it's just yeah, it's just something that I like, some quote that I like.
Nice. And how about a least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
This was one of my favorite quotes for a long time, and now now it's my least favorite, to be honest. But the saying, treat people how you want to be treated.
Hmm.
I think it sounds like a good advice, but it's actually a bit of a bad advice. People have different needs, expectations, perspectives. So, assuming that everyone thinks and acts like you do I think it's misleading.
Hmm.
And yeah, I had to learn it the hard way.
Great. And you're choosing one word to describe yourself. What word do you choose?
I think I can say I'm resilient. So I can take a beating, but still continue. So yeah, I like that about me. So yeah, I can say I think resilience. Yeah.
What keeps you up at night?
Um, Nothing much really. Usually when I usually sleep well, but for some occasional nights that I don't, it's usually some kind of a business problem that I'm trying to solve.
Great. And final stretch here. What's a dream you're chasing?
Um, Business wise, I think I want to be the go-to guy for SaaS design. I really would like to change how basically startups think about and approach design. Um, but on a personal level, I think my biggest dream is for my kid to grow up as a fulfilled person. Um, yeah, and if he becomes a better version of me, then I'm happy with it.
Nice. And what inspires you?
So sports history and stories around sport that they inspire me a lot. Um, so there's something about, watching, reading, and learning about how people push past their limits. It's a feel to me. I like that. But I'm also fascinated by different cultures. How people think and act based on their experiences and environments. Seeing how perspectives shift across cultures. It always makes me rethink my assumptions.
Great. And 19. Any advice you'd like to share?
I guess I can say get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Hmm.
I think it's one of the most valuable skills you can develop. So when I look at my time in this world, growth, progress, and any kind of breakthrough, it just all came from, stepping into situations that feel unfamiliar or even a bit frightening. Um, yeah, so I guess the more you can embrace discomfort, it just gets easier.
Great. And finally, number 20. How can our listeners keep tabs on you and what's our call to action?
Right. So I'm mostly active on LinkedIn, so they can just feel free to connect with me there. And if anyone is interested in the design services we provide, they can just check out our company page at 43design.studio.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much for joining today. Really cool to connect
Yeah, thank
Turkey
you.
with Canada. Yeah. Yeah, a pleasure to have you on. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and yeah, thank you.